you just need a place that's quiet and peaceful, and just you need a place just to be with yourself and like your thoughts in a holy place, then just I did that so many times.
That's
like I would just go
cool.
to the temple, just sit in the lobby and just listen.
Hey everyone, we're back. Saints Unscripted. Hope y'all are having a good day. Nice day. In this, whenever you get this video, which I don't know. I was going to say like a nice cold day, but you could see this in the summer. Who knows? Anyway, today we're here with Caleb. We're going to talk about temples. We have done many a video on temples. We've got a lot of faith and belief episodes on certain, temple ordinances. We've definitely talked a lot about them. But temples are super important. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do another one. And this time, in light of a pandemic, it's been a little bit harder to go to the temple.
It has.
I've been looking at when you want to go, and you sign up or to schedule, and they book out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that. So it's definitely been a little bit crazy lately with going to the temple, but we're just going to kind of talk about why we like to go to the temple and why it's so important.
Mm-hmm. Talking about booking out, when I was getting endowed, last June, I was like, all right, I want to get endowed this day or this week. And then I went to book it, and they were booked for 3 months on end.
It's been 3 months since your last case. Gently, Watson. Be gentle with me. Ah!
It was crazy. And then just by sheer luck, I called the temple and they're we have an opening on this specific day. And I was like, that's next week. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Miracles!
And so, it was, and then even trying to book, baptisms or, initiatories or anything. Mm-hmm. Especially in, Utah, months on end. It's insane.
Definitely. And, it's pretty easy to kind of be okay, I've almost been and I shouldn't be, but I've almost been more chillax about the temple because it's been harder.
Right.
And so I'm well, I'll get there. It's just so hard to set up and find a time and everything, but it's still going to the temple is just as important as it was before,
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you can do to make it work, it's always worth it.
Yeah.
If you can go
for
to
sure.
the temple. So, how was your endowment experience, by the way?
I say it was the most spiritual experience I've ever felt.
Really? That's awesome.
It was insane. And I know the whole endowment is shaky waters a bit. It's
mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it's make or break in a sense, but it's it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's different.
It's weird. It's different.
Yeah.
You're definitely what the heck is going on? I know I was thinking that when I went through for the first time, I was
Oh, me too.
This is weird, but I understand it. One thing, when I was getting ready for my endowment, my elders quorum president pulled me aside and was when you go through, it's going to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to have that. It's going to be, you're going to be confused, but it's stuff that the ancient people did. And it's the stuff that they did, and that's why it's weird for us, because it's stuff we don't practice anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
I never really thought about it like that. Yeah.
Okay. If you put it like that makes a lot more sense, and it definitely answers some of the questions you have
mm-hmm.
when you're going through it and you're seeing the stuff and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it was, fantastic. I've never felt more spiritual, and the Holy Spirit was just throwing me up to the sky. It was fantastic. And what about your experiences?
That's so cool. Yeah, mine was great. It was 7 years ago or so, but I remember kind of feeling the same way. I got there and I was oh, there's so much to take in.
Yeah.
But it was also very cool. I do remember my great grandmother, she passed away right before I went to the temple.
Right.
And I went to her funeral the day I went through the temple.
Wow.
So went to her funeral and then went straight to the temple.
Yeah.
And that experience was actually very, very cool because I felt like I was close to the veil, Mm-hmm. It felt like I was close and connected with my family and with her.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she had just recently passed, and it was like so connected with that.
Right.
So that was a really special experience for me, just thinking about like how the temple really connects us to our families.
Yeah.
And like you said, it also connects us to like what they've been doing, how God has had us do make these covenants for years and years and years. Forever, right? Yeah. And so it was really cool. And I noticed as I go to the temple more, like at first I was like totally thrown for a loop. I was like, what did I just like go through? That was cool, but that was a lot.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the more I go, like you learn a lot more and you're like, okay, this makes sense. And you make connections, which is why it's like, it is awesome to be able to keep going. Like that first endowment is so important, but also the more you go, the more you learn.
Exactly. That's what I thought as well. Cause I remember I was talking to one of my friends at church about like, cause I just got endowed and he was like, hey, how's it going? And I've been to the temple like maybe 3 or 4 times after, like when he was talking to me. And I was like, honestly, the more I go through, the more I learn and the more I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. And like every time I go, I learn something new or something different happens, and I'm like, "Whoa,
yeah,
that's so cool!" Like it's you will never like stop learning when you're in the temple. Like there's so much to learn, and there's so much you can learn, and like it's insane.
Yeah, there's so much to learn in the temple, and like if you're just going just because you want to go, and like you're doing temple work for your ancestors, or a lot of time, like people go and they want to learn something about their life or like receive answers. I know that's been a big reason I go to the temple for like, I don't know, for a lot of things. Like, I don't know, what should I do with careers or kids or, should I marry this guy? Just like, it's a good place. Like to be in the celestial room, I just remember that was like the best when I first did that, and it's still so amazing. But I just remember being like blown away.
Yeah.
Just by the spirit that's there and how heavenly it feels. And then after you go, it like lingers with you.
It really does.
You feel like so refreshed and like you're ready to kind of conquer the world again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and like
it's cool.
I remember feeling like when I was in the temple, I got down in the Provo City Center, so I'm next to like super busy like streets and like there's cars always there, there's people, there's a lot of motion outside.
Totally, yeah, it's a busy part of Provo.
Couldn't hear anything in the temple. Everything was just peaceful. It was quiet. It was calm. It was reverent. And I was like trying to listen. I was like, I don't hear any cars. Like this doesn't feel like I'm like in the main city center. Like. I just feel at peace. I just feel calm and quiet and like I don't know how. Like it was just fantastic. Like like the temple is definitely like it's not a weird place, but it's unique. It's a unique place on earth.
I like that. It's unique. It is. It really is. There's like no other places like the temple. I don't know. So if you can get the chance to like go, it's always good to do it. Even if you're not feeling super motivated, sometimes you just gotta like go do it and then you never regret it.
Yeah.
You're so happy you did. And there are different ordinances that you can do. Like if you just have time to go do some initiatories or something, like you can do that.
Exactly.
Or if you want to go and do a whole session or go do baptisms, like there's something for like everyone in the temple, which is cool.
And it doesn't even just have to be just like doing temple work in the temple. Like you could just go into the temple and just sit in like the lobby and just chill out. If you just need a place that's quiet and peaceful and just you need a place just to be with yourself and like your thoughts in a holy place, then just I did that so many times.
That's
like I would just go to the temple, just sit in the lobby and just listen.
Yeah.
I like did nothing else. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't reading the scriptures. I was just there.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
Like,
I've never even thought to do that. Just like
going
to
say anything about it because you're just there in like a church suit or like a Sunday dress and you're just sitting there like just being with your thoughts and Heavenly Father.
I remember when I was at school, like at BYU, I would sometimes go and just like hang out even on the temple grounds too. Yeah. I would like go sit on the grass and do homework, or I'd just like read scriptures or something. Just like even being close to the temple was also very cool experience. So they're literally heaven on earth.
And like another covenant that like we briefly mentioned is like family history work. Like the temple is a great place to do the temple ordinances for your family who didn't get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like if whether it's baptisms or you're sealing like your great grandparents or like something like that. Like the family history is just so spiritual, and you feel so good when you're like doing baptisms, and it's like, this is your great 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 grandfather from Lithuania, and you're like, I didn't even know I had family there, but I feel so happy that I'm doing his work when he didn't get the chance to.
Yeah.
And something about that, it's like it touches me like a special way, because I'm like, okay, I've never met these people, and I don't think I will until I'm in the next life. But it's like knowing that they're watching down and they're like proud of us for doing the stuff that they weren't able to. It's just it feels different. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's nice. It's a nice feeling.
It's cool. It's the spirit of Elijah working on us. And I've noticed that as I've done family history, I took a family history class when I was in school. It was like, because I wanted to find some family that we haven't been able to find that live in Ireland. Mm-hmm. We haven't been able to find them yet. Yeah. There was a lot of records burned and stuff. And anyways, we're still looking. But just that experience of kind of doing family history work outside of the temple, it motivated me to want to go to the temple too. Yeah. To like do that work for them and connect with them on that level. And it's just awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
It really is.
So many good reasons to go to the temple if you can, and to keep working on your family history stuff, even though you don't always know what to do. Like the technology is actually getting like really intuitive, and sometimes they'll just even like you'll get an email and they're like, here's a person you can do ordinances for, and it's like, sweet, thank you. It's like handed to you. Now you go to the temple. But temples are awesome. You know, if you want a place to go feel some peace, just a friendly reminder, we've got temples, and if you're not near a temple, it's always good to make that goal to be able to go. Yeah. You know, because we have a lot of people throughout the world that, you know, temples are not exactly close to their home. But it's nice that we're building more and they're releasing more every. It feels like every conference I'm like blown away.
Even like every month, because I remember like President Nelson it was like, hey, there's a temple in Nephi, by the way, like 3 months after the conference. I was like, oh, okay, cool,
yeah,
I guess, yeah, sweet, like let's do it, like.
Yeah, they're just popping up. Yeah. So, let us know in the comments like what your experiences are like at the temple and how that's been for you. And yeah, that's it, guys. We love you.
Love you guys.
See ya.